Hello everyone, James O'Keefe at Project Veritas headquarters in front of the infamous Wall of Shame, where journalist reputations go to die. This is number 315. This is involving an episode of the Young Turks. Very interesting retraction. They in fact retracted their entire episode over what they said about Project Veritas. This time, cue the Retracto theme song. So today's retraction, as I said, comes from the Young Turks. The Young Turks is the goat of lazy, woke, clickbait video reporting. And today we're going to talk about the Young Turks retraction. Now, the Young Turks did an episode about Project Veritas. You may recall the David Wright episode, the undercover investigation of David Wright, ABC correspondent, caught on tape, calling himself a socialist, talking about the network's bias towards President Trump, talking about how they focus on Disney Corporation and selling Marvel's Avengers products instead of reporting the news. Here's that clip.
It became like a profit center, a promotion center. Like now, it's like you can't watch Good Morning America without there being a Disney princess or a Marvel Avenger appearing. It's all self-promotion.
As you can imagine, the media fallout was intense. ABC News suspended Wright, and in fact, there was a lot of mainstream media. The Washington Post did a number of stories about this episode. I mean, the Hollywood Reporter and a couple other publications. So, cue the Young Turks. They do a 10-minute long episode. And in this episode, this reporter, or this correspondent, Emma Vigeland is her name. Emma Vigeland first says about Project Veritas that we caught David Wright saying these things. We caught him. This is her doing an eye roll and putting it in the quotation marks as us catching David Wright.
And this is what Project Veritas caught him saying.
Very interesting to see her characterize this as catch him saying. We didn't catch him, we let him talk. We assimilated with Mr. Wright. It's fascinating to see how these people actually characterize this whole ordeal. We caught him saying. This is just one of many absurdities and ironies inherent in the Young Turks presentation. But then Emma Vigeland says this of us. She says that we are a, quote, right-wing hit job organization. Now, she says this a few different times. She says we're a right-wing hit job organization.
Project Veritas, which is a right-wing hit job organization.
She says, because of this right-wing hit job organization.
Because of this right-wing hit job organization.
And caved to a right-wing smear job organization due to a hidden camera.
They caved to a right-wing smear job organization just because they caught him on a hidden camera.
So we, in fact, asked for a retraction based upon that characterization. We are not a right-wing hit job, smear job organization. We show people in their own words, with their lips moving. We requested that retraction in a legal letter, and you can see that request right there. But Emma Vigeland also says that this was a, quote, doctored video. Emma alleges that we doctored the tape.
Got this doctored video of him saying very reasonable things.
We did not doctor the tape. Nothing was doctored about the tape. So we also put that in our legal letter. You see it right there about the doctoring business. By the way, that's slander. Completely slanderous, completely fake, completely false. Very ironic. Henceforth, that's why we call it the Wall of Shame, because these people are calling us liars in videos where they lie about us. That's why we do all this. So we send the legal letter. We wait, and we wait. The world changes. COVID happens. People are under quarantine. March goes by. The month of April goes by. All the way until Monday, May 18th. Like months later, we get an email from, and I'm going to put up on the screen here, from what appears to be Young Turks support system. It's almost like an IT address when you want to get your computer fixed. TYT support at tytnetwork.com, to our general counsel, dated Monday, May 18th, and it says, notice, the YouTube video linked below has been removed. Young Turks took down the entire 10-minute episode. They took the entire thing down. You cannot find this episode anywhere on social media. Now, we found like a cached version on some obscure website, which is how I'm able to play these clips. But they took down the entire episode. But we're not done. We're going to keep showing more absurdities and ironies inherent in this episode that the Young Turks retracted. By the way, Neil, I don't even know if they've ever done it. Have they ever retracted an entire episode off the internet on our wall of shame before?
I think this is a first.
This is a first. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for the wall of shame. So here's what happens next. So you're looking at this. Let's go to timestamp number 532 of this now retracted, you cannot find this episode. One of their correspondents actually makes the point about David Wright trying to attack Project Veritas. This Young Turks correspondent says, quote, "He was just saying what so many say behind the scenes."
He was just saying what I'm sure so many broadcast journalists say behind the scenes.
This is really funny because isn't that the entire point of the expose, to show what people are saying behind the scenes. There's also this section 716 to 745 where this guy, one of the correspondents, is talking about lauding free speech. Let's listen to what he says here.
So where's like the Dave Rubins and the intellectual dark web to come out and protect this guy for his freedom of speech? Like, they think freedom of speech is about making sure that they get paid when they go to universities. But if a person actually gets suspended from their job just for saying what's on their mind and what they want, what they believe is important, you would think, considering all the times they talk about freedom of speech, that this would be a great cause for them to lift up. But I'm going to guess that they are not uttering a peep. And if they are, it's probably to laud the right-wing smear merchant who did this taping and then apparently had no idea what it was that he actually revealed.
Yeah, that's really interesting. He's lauding free speech and then he retracts his entire episode. I wonder how this guy feels about his entire episode being retracted. And finally, there's this guy. There's a guy named Jayar Jackson at 8:24 in the 10-minute episode asking, what are we even trying to expose here? And then in the episode goes on to explain what is being exposed. Let's listen to this.
What are you trying to expose here? Be careful what you ask for, because if you start some kind of revolution of media, and now the media is no longer going to be corporate, where they're worried about Disney characters, the Avenger characters appearing on television and just go with straight news and talk about what's going on.
I mean, this crew of three people just keeps owning themselves, which probably explains why their bosses or their lawyers or whoever they work with, or even themselves, decided to retract the entire thing. You cannot find it. In fact, I'm proud to announce that this entire thing has been removed from YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. Go look. You will not find this anywhere on social media. So I'm proud to announce the 315th retraction, hundreds of retractions. This one, we're just going to put a big removed over it, and we're going to stick it on that wall of shame for the world to see forever and ever. By the way, all of this could be avoided. Every bit of it. If journalists just stuck to the facts, if journalists stopped doing the things they project that I do, doctoring tapes, putting words in people's mouths, if they just stopped being that which they project onto Project Veritas, all of this would stop. It would cease. And we would live in a better world, a more transparent and ethical society. But they won't stop. That's why Retracto, the correction alpaca, will continue to be a busy bee. And we will get these up on our website. We will sell the plushies so that we can do more investigative reporting, exposing these people. It is going to be a crazy busy month of June. Stay tuned for the next episode of Retracto, the correction alpaca.
Retracto.